What's good, fam? Welcome to Subs Over Dubs podcast, anime review of Vinland Saga, episode 4 and 5. My name is Vision,
And I'm Rebel.
and let's get into the breakdown. So, episode 4, we kind of get the aftermath of Snake, or is it Snake or Fox?
No, Snake.
No, not Snake. Fox and the other, I forgot the other guy's name, is trying to show the master's son how to become a man, and it got to the point where Thorfinn stepping up, saying, or let me back up a little bit. Einar is basically saying, run, Thorfinn, I'll sacrifice myself.
Said I'm the superhero of the show.
All of us, he's been tired of being sidelined this whole time and just dealing with, watching things unfold in front of him and not acting. So he wanted to be a hero finally, I guess.
Man, Thorfinn went nowhere, boy.
He's like, you're still here.
Can't hold him off much longer.
So this whole trial is about, again, getting the young master to manhood, and basically they're telling him, Fox is saying, you got to kill somebody. He's like, well, who would I kill? And they're like, I got the perfect people. You got slaves.
Sheesh.
So Einar is basically going ballistic. What did we do to deserve this? Why is this happening? And Thorfinn's just like, we got a lot of work to do. So, like, if I gotta go first,
Like, you can cut us up and then we can just get back to work, bro. Like, a long harvest day today,
it's
sir.
a long harvest day. We got a lot of trees to get through, man. We're trying to get this freedom, you know what I'm saying? And basically, he got to the point where after this, he tried to sacrifice himself. Thorfinn just had enough of, like, you just need to kill someone, right? Here, kill me. And Einar's like, why aren't you running? Why are you still here? And it's just like, he's got nothing technically to live for in his mind, because all he's known was pain and suffering, and he's kind of just empty.
Like a shell, yeah.
He's a shell. So
Sure.
that's when, we have Snake kind of pull up on the scene after Fox is pissed that he hasn't gotten the reaction he wanted. He wanted Thorfinn to beg for his life or show some type of inkling to life, because that's their currency, apparently. They deal in death. And so since he was not scared of death, he was kind of upset and pissed him off, because he was like, you're not going to react? And he's like slowly cutting him up, which is he's a G for it. He didn't even flinch.
He was 10 toes down on that one. I was like, couldn't have been me, my
I'd have
guy.
been like,
That first one, I
Yeah.
probably would have been on the floor like, all right, Master, you got it.
shit, I would have been moving at the first. I would have been like, hold on, man. And he
Ultra
was,
instinct looking.
shit. There's very few shows I've seen where you just don't move and just eat pain.
Yeah, that was.
So, he's getting sliced up all over his body, and then it gets to a point where he takes it a step further. He's just like, you're gonna, want to live, and he took a big portion of the top of his ear off.
That was wild. I was like, ain't no way this actually happening, but
Yeah.
that was crazy.
And at that point, it got, he's about to go even further, and that's when you see Snake step in and basically say, what's going on, and immediately tells him to stop. Says, Fox, come here, hold this falcon punch.
Boy, that punch was wild. Like, teeth, face smushed in, everything. I was like, I already knew I was gonna like this guy.
Yeah, it seems like a dope leader. We got to see what they're about, though. I mean,
For sure.
he's got some level of morals, because he
Yeah.
understands, like, this is past beyond any type of, like, hazing. Like, you're obviously, I think he would have been okay maybe with him cutting him up a little bit, because it didn't look like he had any severe gashes, but lopping his ear off is probably
Just pushing,
now you're
yeah.
disfiguring him. Now you're going. Now it's no more. I don't even know, because we can't even really say he's hazing him, because he's like doing this with the intent to actually hurt him.
For sure.
So, we get through that.
Straight up bullying.
Yeah. And just because he's, I guess, a lesser human in this situation, he's property. So we had Fox get knocked out, and then you remember the other guy's name? His co-partner? No.
No, that fat guy,
yeah.
right? No, I don't remember his name.
He's there.
I just knew I didn't like him from the jump. I was like,
He's kind of. I mean, he was okay at the beginning. Then after I seen like war was going, I was like,
yeah, I was like, he's just one of those followers, like does whatever Fox says. So I was like, I already don't like this guy, but
And it makes you think about how much weight does Snake pull, because they acted
like they were afraid of Fox, and
Yeah.
then Snake comes out and they're like, when did you get back, bro?
yeah, it's like,
Like, you been gone for a little bit.
what
What's
are you
up,
doing?
boss?
What are you doing here,
Yeah.
boss? It's like, pulled up on the scene, like came
Which is
during
crazy
lunch
because
break.
to your point, like I thought that Fox was the boss because it kind of like
the
everyone
little group,
seemed,
he was just running
they
the
kind of
show.
seemed like they followed him. So, and then obviously, the son was kind of doing whatever.
Yeah, he was just
saying,
wavering. He's just
so.
looking for acceptance. Essentially, he got
Sir,
daddy issues. Obviously, he said he don't want to be. There's no respect in being a farmer, but he doesn't understand what he had to do to get to that point. But once he lops his ear off, Fox gets knocked out by Snake. Snake kind of tells him, you know, he's like thinking to himself, like, man, this guy's something's wrong, and basically gets to the point where he squares up with him.
yeah, that was crazy.
And you got that little taste of action that you've been asking for this whole time.
Yeah, to your point, it's been a Farmland Saga.
Farmland Saga, man.
But that was pretty cool. I mean, I almost didn't like it because it was like, he gave me like less than 10 seconds, and it makes me expect more. But then it's just like, oh, all right, and then go back to more dialogue, more of this. And then obviously, you know, they continue going back to the farm, but I'm like, why'd you just get my hopes up? You just gave me a little glimmer of hope and then took it away. Like,
let them know it's still there.
they did have to, and I did appreciate that, you know. And that's one of those things I think I was curious about too. Is like, does this man still got it or not? And that little flash of like Ashland, I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, the instinct. He kind of felt that same type of energy.
No spiritual
that
pressure.
made him something, made him react, and he kind of felt the heat, and that's why he reacted, and his instincts kind of kicked in. And then that's when Snake basically said, "You have something to live for. You're still fighting to live for some
your
reason.
body's telling you want to live.
Your body says, you are saying one thing, and your body is saying otherwise. So that's kind of end of that situation. And this is where it kind of pissed me off. And we kind of spoke on this on the podcast, right? So we get to a point where, you know, they bandage him up, and then Thorfinn and Einar head to, I forgot the other free slave. He's a free slave now. He gives them some clothes and stuff, and they have some.
Yeah, he's like watching over them and stuff like that. Yeah.
After that, they go to work, and while they're working, you know, Einar is asking, exactly, you know, asking just questions. He's like, "Why didn't
you've been to war before?" Things like that.
And then Thorfinn basically lets him know, you know, he's
the truth.
Been through some. Yeah. He's done some bad things, and who he was a part of, and some of the demons he's lived with, and you know, I guess that kind of, which is weird. And we get to the part where they're going to sleep. Thorfinn's having his kind of usual nightmares, and then Einar becomes like mad.
This pissed you off, bro.
Mad at the fact that not only, you know, Thorfinn said he sacrificed himself. So if you need to kill someone, just kill me. He has a lot of work to do. You know, just get this over with. So it goes from him sacrificing himself to Einar finally getting the information or some conversation with Thorfinn. They learn about him, and Thorfinn gives him that openness to kind of give him some background on himself, and he immediately uses that as anger because of what's happened to him, which really didn't.
Man's out here mad at him for.
We're talking less than 12 hours, I would say.
Not even a day, my guy.
That it went from him saving you, potentially, he sacrificed himself, to you trying to choke him out when you sleep.
That was wild. That was like, all of a sudden, he's the big tough guy. Like, this man got beat up by a little. Like, it was always funny, like, in the beginning of season 2 when he got taken from, it was like 3 guys, and they were all like smaller than him, and I'm like, nah, you want to be the big tough guy, like try to kill somebody, not only kill somebody when they're asleep, but someone like, you know, that just saved your life. Just saved your life, bro.
Sacrificed himself so you didn't have to die. He brought it on himself. So which is, again, it's crazy. So you can watch your sister and your mother, you know, potentially, I mean, they died and you didn't do anything.
Facts.
But after someone saves your life, give you some information about some of the dirt they've done, you take it as you're this type of person.
You gotta be a hero now.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm mad. You did something that's happened to me similarly, even though you didn't directly do it. I'm gonna take my anger out on you. Which to me was It was weak. It was a weak moment.
Yeah, that was an L move, I think.
understand
by
like
Aenor.
character development, and not everyone's gonna react the same. Everyone's gonna have a different path. But I just think that specific moment for that character, that was just whack.
Yeah, I agree. I think they should have played that better because, I mean, towards the end, I mean, you kind of start seeing like the reconciliation, but it should have never got to that point. Period. It should have been like, hey man, you might have been a bad dude in the beginning, but you know, you obviously saved my life. So that should have been how that conversation went, and it did it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, who are you? Like, who do you think you are, bro? Out here trying to kill the MC, bro. Never take out my MC, bro.
Hey man, that man, I can understand getting mad. Maybe he thinks about doing, but to sit there and enact that and actually choke, I was just like, that's whack.
And then he didn't even go through with it. He's like, I can't do it. I'm like, bro, you're not that
He shouldn't
guy.
have started it.
Yeah, you're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
We're gonna obviously see him grow a lot. I imagine this is just part of gonna be the beginning of his relationship with Thorfinn, but I just feel that was unnecessary.
They had to add some kind of drama, I guess, to the episode or something, because other than that, the episode was, in my opinion,
Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga. It was lackluster, if you will. Just biding my time, man. Just biding my time. Which episode 5 was a little bit refreshing, but still same thing.
Well, I thought it was pretty good. So,
Well, no. Like I said, it's refreshing. Still kind of the same concept. We're getting a lot of dialogue, a lot of things, but you know,
build up, man.
At
least we got some new information. We didn't know how some of the things happened
like
afterwards.
transpired and
And
things
we
like that.
still, again, I don't, just coming from an anime only, like, we still have yet to see what exactly happened to Thorfinn to end up where he's at. I thought we were going to get that in this latest episode, but it just basically showed how the Prince Canute, went to King and some of his first actions. And, like, I'll be honest, man. Obviously, it's a slower episode, but, hey, man, my boy's on demon time.
No, I was going to say, that even though it was slow paced and a lot of dialogue, he was like, this is what it means to fight me, bro. And I was like, okay. Got the little scar, cut his hair. I was like, all right, man, you'd make Ashlad proud, bro.
Hey, he came a long way. Like, I just, to go where he came from, almost a mute, to barely talking. I mean, in this life, in their world, I mean, a lot of people are gonna grow up quick. I mean, you look at Thorfinn, and certain things, a lot of tragic things happen in both of their lives, but we can see how it affects each of them differently.
Going back to episode 4, though, it revealed the cause of his nightmares, right? Because, like, he wasn't afraid of, like, the killing, and they're like, we're gonna kill him. But it seemed like to me, and I may be misinterpreting it, so if I am, y'all let me know in the comments, but it almost seemed like what he had a nightmare was feeling guilty of what he did to that old lady. Like, she was innocent, and he was like, y'all need to leave, when they pillaged, I think it was either the first, and then, like, they killed her, and that's where he's like, it seems like it starts, because it's like, the beginning,
he lost
yeah,
his,
like, he's killing people, and he doesn't really care, but that's the one where it's like, that was the one kill that really, like, I felt that, like, his emotions were there, and that when she was like, she helped him, she saved him, and then ended up killing her.
That's a good point, because I remember seeing her face, because it was a soldier at first, and then it turned into her, right? Because all he was seeing was red or whatever.
Yeah, and then her head got cut off. So I feel like that's the only part of everything he's done that he just felt guilty, because it's like she saved.
He did it though.
No, he didn't. But
he feels responsible.
He feels responsible. Like, she saved him, she bandaged him up, gave him food, and then gave him clothes, and then literally less than 8 hours later,
yeah, they get attacked by his people.
And he tried. He was like, and it was last second, but he was like, shit, run,
But I don't think he could speak the same language, right? Like, because I don't remember.
I think he was able to say run or get out of here, like, in their language, but it was still kind of one of those things where
they end up dying
him, and even though it wasn't directly his fault,
he feels responsible. I mean,
I think they were looking for Thorfinn, so I think that's the only reason they were in that village. No,
they were just because I think he got separated because they thought he died.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly. He got hurt. I remember that, and I think it wasn't a grandma and a kid.
Yeah,
right?
grandma and kid.
I thought the kid found her, and then
yeah.
They built him up, and I think it was just his people were attacked, like raiding another village.
Just happened to find him.
Like, Thorfinn, you're alive. Come on, like.
Yeah, man, that's wild though. So that's crazy. Like, out of everything that he's done, if that's the one thing he feels like the only guilt
I think
for.
it's because he, in a way, he developed I don't know, I'm not saying emotional attachment, but he developed a connection with those people.
He was
'Cause they
grateful
helped
for
him.
what they
Exactly.
did. Yeah.
So it wasn't just like an action of killing someone. It was like, all right, these guys did something good for me. And then
Despite
all
who I was, and
yeah, well, they didn't know who he was, but then it's like they did something good for me, and all I brought to them was pain and stuff.
yeah, facts.
So, now that's a good point out, because I remember in the dream he was kind of struggling.
That's
with
where
that.
they started panning
So,
back to him. So
you know,
that's crazy
that's a good
though.
point.
If that's what he's been haunted with, like this whole time, that's
well,
pretty
you got to understand, he's got bodies, bodies on bodies,
cool. Bodies on. He got
and
villages, bro.
and he's, I don't know his age, but he's probably under 15 in that whole.
Yeah, in that first season for sure.
So, because his whole life, all he thought was get stronger, be able to become a killing machine to be able to kill Escalade. So,
yeah. In episode 5, what the king's name?
which one?
The first one.
I don't remember the
It was like
original.
Elred or something like that, right? I want to say it was like Elred.
You talking about Canute's father, right?
No,
The other king,
the
Canute's
other
fighting.
king. Yeah.
I forgot as well.
Was that his brother? Because I remember.
I know they both had a claim to the throne, but I don't know
Yeah.
if they're had any type of relations.
Because I was like, I could have sworn.
there was another brother.
right,
and I
right.
think you're right. I think that's what this is, and this is bad on us for not verifying this
Because,
information.
well, I just remember the brother's name being something
Because I
different.
remember part of the reason Canute was on the battlefield is he inadvertently wanted him to get killed.
Exactly.
So it went
The
to,
other brother could be.
But I don't know, man. I don't think it is though, to be honest.
Then that's what I was confused because I was like, because I could have sworn something about they had already killed the brother prior to them meeting with the king in season 1, and then that's why it only left Canute to be king, and then you get to season 2 and there's like, oh no, somebody else was in the throne. So that's something I do have to validate, but that was one thing I was confused
pretty sure
about.
It's not it because I don't remember. Again, I don't remember the name. But the king that kind of is versus Canute on his rise, that they're struggling for the throne. That guy had fled and then came back after the king died. King, his dad was King something with an S. Swearn or something like that.
Swerm or something.
And then the guy who fled, was exiled, came back, and they kind of gave him the title back, or they leaned his way.
This is the first like anime where like you have weird names, but these are like just hard to remember and hard to like.
This is because it's like
Viking
Nordic,
era, yeah.
and you got Denmark and England, so it's just a lot of different. And I don't know how historically accurate this anime is. I know it's like
Yeah, I think it
using
pulls
some of it.
inspiration from you.
But I don't know if it's like a one-to-one narrative, but I just like Canute's kind of like he's came up like just like Thorfinn, grew up fast. He grew up fast at a later stage of his life. He's looking at the wars, and you remember him from the first season. He was super soft.
Which is crazy because it's like a lot of time has passed, but for the viewers, it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. And then like when he sits on his throne at the end of the episode, and then like he got like the little beard, and it's like he don't look
He's
like
grizzled
that.
now.
Where they were like, is it a princess or is it a prince?
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't know. And then his only substitute when they try to kill him was a woman. So just seeing how he's different is pretty cool. But I think it's gonna. That episode gave me hope to where I'm like, okay, they're building for something. It's not just Farmland Saga.
Oh, of course.
They're building for something.
There's definitely
Especially for 24 episodes. That's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this first half is gonna be like build up, and then the second half is gonna be all
a follow up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we get sooner than later to Thorfinn, but again, we know what it's gonna be a time skip. And I think whenever that time skip happens, we'll get back to the Vinland
another
we like.
one. We've already had 2 time skips, bruh.
Yeah.
In less than 2 seasons. But it's cool. I mean, the way the pacing doesn't feel bad as far as the time skips, but season 2 feels a lot more dialogue-y, which I think was cool in season 1 because it always followed up with some kind of fight, whether it was like the duel with Ashlad or they were pillaging villages.
Yeah, you didn't have to wait 5 episodes to get a decent amount
and
of
that's how I
action.
feel right now. It's like, then especially Netflix is doing something different where normally when Netflix has the rights to shows, they'll drop the whole season right then and there. And lately, as of, I don't know, may have been just this year or last year.
Netflix is doing Vinland Saga season 2 as well.
Mhm.
I think it's because as I've been watching it on Crunchyroll, that's probably why they don't want to. Because if they I'm pretty sure when they got licensing, there was like rules to how they would release it because
Really?
if you
Yeah.
think about it, Netflix got it and dropped it all, no one would watch it on Crunchyroll.
That's true. But was season 1 on Crunchyroll? Cause
No, season 1 was on Amazon
Only-
Prime.
cause I saw it on Netflix, but it
So
may have got released afterwards, right?
It came. So I don't know when it recently. I don't know actually recently, but I know it was recently that I seen it on Netflix.
That was added.
So Vinland Saga started on Amazon Prime. They bought the rights to season
Interesting.
1, and then I'm pretty sure Netflix picked up season 2 or season 1 later, knowing they'd go for season 2.
Interesting.
And Crunchyroll got season 2 as well. So that's
Interesting.
how it kind of.
That's cool. I mean, I get it. It's just one of those things where like you don't expect Netflix to do that, you know? And for me, I obviously watched it late, so when I hopped on Netflix, when I saw it was like, oh, you know, this new show, I'm thinking it just came out, burned through all the episodes, and then it's like season 2 is gonna be like every week, and it's just like, bro, Netflix, I thought you were better than that.
Nah,
You pay for better than that.
I like the fact that Netflix doesn't really make you wait. They at least drop a season worth of content. It's good and bad. It's good because you can just go through it, but then it's like, damn, now what?
You ain't got nothing else to live for.
Damn.
That's how I be. Y'all don't ever be finishing those animes, and then it's just like Tower of God. I finished that in like 2 days, and then I was just sitting there like, what do I do now? 2 or 3 days later, I'm like, all I can do is pick up another anime to feel that joy again. But
Hey man, you got your favorite anime just giving you week to week
they
content.
do give me week to week.
Keep you going.
That's true. Not every episode's A1 though. I'll admit that. Last episode was
I still need to.
catch up.
I need to Ash catch him. But yeah, another good episode for Vinland Saga. Again,
Yeah, it was definitely to me the best one so far. Just kind of like everything that Canute had been through in that time frame of everything happening. That was probably my favorite, even with the same amount of dialogue. Canute's,
I just like how he strong armed him. Like,
yeah, he's,
come outside real quick, man. Let me show you something.
Canute is starting to be that guy. He wasn't that guy, but starting to be that guy.
I was like, what is it? What does this mean? There's another one. And there was this
in another
a
one.
whole country.
He said,
of
I
smoke.
could burn your whole. What is it like? It's a village, right?
Or
is it like
I don't
the-
know if it's I don't know what
It
he
looked
called
bigger than a
It
village.
It wasn't a village, but it's like essentially his country. His I don't know what to really call it. Then they said it too. I forgot. But essentially like his territory.
His territory. He was like, I can burn this whole territory up if I wanted to, bruh. And I was like, that's
Shit, I thought he already said it. He had to, this is your country, Mercedes or something.
yeah,
He was
Marcia
like,
or something.
This is what I'm capable of.
That was wild.
So-
Guys, we'll see. I'm excited to see that. I'm really excited because I know that once he popped up, I was like, oh, they're setting up for Thorfinn and Canute to meet again, and I'm like, this is gonna get interesting, bro. Because I feel like Canute's not gonna be the same Canute, and Thorfinn is not gonna be the same Thorfinn. So it's like
Yeah, they're gonna be opposites again. And then
again, yeah, but maybe on
reverse.
other opposite
Yeah.
sides exactly. Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting to see.
One is getting a lot more cutthroat. One's kind of left that life for the most part behind. He's just
Sure.
trying to find meaning in life now. So yeah, it's gonna be a good transition to see between the both of them. But
Finally, I was
waiting
tired
for
of
that time
watching.
skip.
I was tired of Farmland Saga.
So excuse me.
Pretty much it, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. Not a lot. Not too much action and not too much to unpack, but still solid. I mean, not better than season 1, but as far as
Can't
information,
say that yet.
can't. Well, that's so far. We're gonna do this week by week, and I'm gonna talk about it week by
Maybe
week.
this
And
season 2 ending is
hey, man,
Be like-
maybe second half, part 2. Supersedes my expectations, but at the moment, I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not underwhelmed. I'm just
put a number on it.
whelmed. 6.5 at best. And it was probably 5 the first 4 episodes. That 1.5 was simply from that Canute flashback.
You like the bros going okay?
It just showed that there was starting to be a change, and we weren't just getting the same thing every episode. So, but like I said, next week might be different, and going forward might be different. But right now, I'm cool with just watching it, but it's not as exciting as I thought it was gonna be as season 1, because season 1 just kind of opened up.
There's a lot
It
happening.
was explosive, yeah, and they packed a lot in 24 episodes, 23 episodes.
I mean, the first 2 episodes is pretty good. So you see his
So-
dad. You kind of already know off rip. This guy's kind of a badass, but he's like, why? He's strong enough to just kill off his opponents, but he's willing to barter
Facts.
for people who are dying, giving up valuable resources for life because life has meaning. So
He's a true warrior, everybody.
No, hey, it was the original OG. But yep, we'll wrap it up on that one, guys. Let us know in the comments, man. Is it subs?
Or is it dubs?
Yo, let us know in the comments, guys. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Later.